In this video we're going to look at adding and subtracting fractions. We can see the first question, we've got 1/5 and we want to add 2/5 onto it. So first check is to make sure that these bottom numbers are the same. Okay, so in this question they are the same, so it's quite straightforward where we've got 1/5 and we add 2/5 onto it. Gives us 1 add 2 is 3 and they are all fifths, which means that question's done. When we look at the next question, we can see that this number and that number are different to one another. So we cannot add them or subtract them until they are the same thing. So we need to work out, is there a number that 3 and 5 both go into? Now, the smallest number that 3 and 5 both go into would be 15. So we look to see, how do I make the 1 out of 3 into something out of 15? And at the same time make 2 out of 5 into something out of 15, because 15 is the smallest number that 3 and 5 both go into. So if we look at this, we can see that to make 3 into 15, we must multiply it by 5. Now if I multiply the bottom by 5, when it comes to fractions, we need to do exactly the same to the top, so I need to multiply the top by 5 as well. That gives us 1 times 5 is 5. So 1/3 and 5 over 15 are actually the same number. Next one, we look to see, how do I make this 5 into 15? 5 times 3 gives me 15, which means what I do to the bottom, I must do to the top. So I multiply the top by 3 as well. 2 times 3 gives me 6. So 2/5 is exactly the same as 6 over 15. We can now combine these as we intended to up here. So if I say that that now is equal to 5 over 15 instead of the third, add the 6 over 15 instead of the 2 out of 5, that gives us then an answer of 5 add 6 is 11 out of the 15 parts we've got in total. So you can see here we add across the top, the bottom will remain the same. I'm going to do the same to this next question here. We're taking away instead, but the only thing that changes is the fact that we are taking away at the end instead. We look at these two numbers, the 6 and the 3, to see what is the smallest number that they will both go into. Now this time 3 will actually go into 6. So that means we don't need to change that number, we just need to change this one to make it something out of 6. So if I look here, I'm going to say 1/3 is going to actually be equal to something out of 6 instead. Looking to see what I need to multiply by to get from 3 to 6. That means I need to multiply by 2. And then we'd need to do the same to the top, so I multiply by 2, so it mirrors each other each time. 1 times 2 is equal to 2. So when it comes to combining the sums, I have now got 5 out of 6, because that remains unchanged. Take away 2 out of 6 in place of the 1/3, and that then would be equal to 5, take away 2 is 3 out of the 6 it was originally. Now you may be able to spot here that sometimes we can simplify these numbers as we have seen in the past. So 3 actually goes into the 6 twice. So that means I can divide the top by 3 to simplify it. I can divide the bottom by 3 to simplify it, giving me an answer of 3 divided by 3 is 1, out of 6 divided by 3 is 2. So this sum actually is worth 1/2 as it was before. Some practice questions down this side. Have a go, see if you can do them, and press pause. Okay, so top one, nice and straightforward, same bottom number, which means 1 add 2 gives me 3 out of the 10 we had originally. Next question, we know 7 goes into 14, so that actually would give me a sum of 10 out of 14, take away 3 out of 14, giving me an answer of 7 out of 14. 7 goes into 14 twice, goes into itself once, giving us an answer of a half. Next question, we've got 9 and 6. Smallest number these both go into would be 18. So that means I have got 14 out of 18 in replacement of the 7 out of 9. Add 15 out of 18 in replacement with the 5 out of the 6, giving us an answer of 29 over 18. We'll leave it as a top-heavy fraction at this stage in our learning. Further on, as we go through the course, you'll come across mixed numbers as well. Okay, hope this helps with your homework. Good luck. Thank you for watching.